So it's just a little impromptu video here. So forgive me if my uh, filming is a little shaky because I don't have my phone on my tripod. I'm just trying to hold it here. So what are we talking about today? Today I want to hit on the subject of the big subject of depression. And I want to talk a little bit about if it can be fixed through means of magic or spirituality or mysticism or new age, all of those things. Can it fix depression? Um, so first off, let's understand what depression really is, because especially in the ethnic communities, we're still having a problem with understanding that it is a real issue and people are really struggling with it. And they're not just making it up. They don't want to just be lazy, or they're not faking it. We're having a really big problem in the communities understanding that. So, what is depression? Depression is not somebody just suffering one day from sadness or from loneliness, or someone who just broke up with their boyfriend and for 3 days or so they're moping around. That's genuine sadness, and we go through that. We have ups and downs, and those are okay. Those are always okay. But you kick back, you come back from it. When we're going into depression, the clinical um, definition of depression is an ongoing sadness, an ongoing feeling of despair, like everything is falling apart. People are feeling like their life isn't worth anything, and it gets to the point where it interferes with their day-to-day activities. So that's when you're looking at actual clinical depression, and that's when we need to step up and be mature about things and understanding to someone who's going through that, and to realize that there's more going on behind the scenes. So um, there are many different theories as to what causes depression. I mean, when I was in school at the time, what we thought it was caused from was a lack of serotonin in the brain. And at that time, science thought that the serotonin was not transmitting the signals through the brain properly, and that's why people have depression. That hasn't been proven, and it's still up for debate. It's not, and I think now that research teams, sorry, are actually throwing that theory out the window. So it's still under review as to what causes depression. A lot of the medical journals are also claiming that it might be inherited, it might be genetic, which is still just another theory. It's still under review and they're still testing that. So unfortunately, we don't know what causes it. And because we don't know what causes it, we don't know how to fix it. That's the big problem. And it shows up in so many different forms that we can't say one person is making it up and the other person isn't. So because we don't know what causes depression, and because we don't know how to cure it, what happens is we find pills to try to minimize the symptoms. Now, the problem with these pills are that they work with your body's chemistry. And anything that's going to work with your body's chemistry is also going to have sometimes greater side effects than what they're trying to help. And a lot of people are afraid of the medication because the side effects are so damaging to them. And they have all right to be afraid. What I want to say to the people that I deal with and those people who are searching and seeking help is to find a medical team that's going to work with you, not one that's just going to throw you on medications that you can't get off of. Because once you have put your body on these medications, a lot of times your body will have withdrawal symptoms that are even worse than the side effects of the medication. Your body becomes dependent on it, and it changes the whole chemical makeup of your brain. So, unfortunately, the things that we're using to try to help people function at a day-to-day level are also the things that can cause their demise. Now, I do want to stress this is in no way a medical diagnosis. This is in no way advice for your care plan. You must go and seek medical advice from someone who knows your files, who knows your history. Even though I am a registered nurse, I don't know your background medically. So I'm professionally not in the position to give you a psychiatric diagnosis. I'm not in the position to tell you what medications you should and should not be on. So this is just general opinion and advice. Please, you have, like, if you are going through this, you need to seek a full medical workout and full medical support. And if you're not getting that from your GP, from your family practitioner, you need to look around. A lot of times, the family practitioner, even though they're a doctor, they don't specialize in mental health. So sometimes they might prescribe a certain psychiatric medication and it's not the right one for you. So you do need to look at getting set up with a psychiatrist who you feel comfortable with, who you can speak with, and who takes your opinions as valid. That is the biggest thing. Whoever is dealing with you medically and just in regular day to day, your opinions need to be taken as valid. I will not let my family members go into the doctor's office, into the hospital without my accompaniment, because the way they feel, their opinion, and how they want to be treated needs to be respected. So I want to say to those of you who might be dealing with this, to make sure that you have a very good doctor or team of doctors working with you. And if you don't feel comfortable with them, if you don't feel like they're working in your best interest, seek another opinion. It's your right, it's your body, it's your health, it's your duty to yourself to make sure that you are being taken care of the way you would want. Okay? So when we're looking at depression, you want to see what are the factors that are in your life, the external factors, like the things that are going on around you, your external environment, and also your internal environment. Your external environment consists of your job, your family, your partner, your life, what's going on in your life. Those are all things that are going to affect your mental health. And sometimes when you sit down and you're able to kind of step back and take a look at what's going on in your life, you can actually pinpoint what's causing you to go through this suffering. And once you're able to pinpoint it, you need to eliminate that from your life. So if you are at a job that has you so stressed out and wound up that you're at a breaking point, you need to leave that job. And that it's easy to say, I know, because people have bills and they have families and everything, but it's not worth your sanity. It's not worth you giving up your health that is, once it's destroyed, if you can ever get it back, it's not worth giving that up. So if it's your work environment that's causing it, then you need to find a way to change that, to remove yourself from it, or to change, or to remove whatever situation is going on in your work environment. And the same goes with family. If it's something from your family that's causing it, you need to remove yourself from that. Maybe you know, go somewhere on a long vacation, or um, sit down and talk with your family, and say to them, that the way that they're behaving or whatever they're doing, let them into what's happening with you and what cause they're having on you. Okay. So those are some of the external issues that you want to look at. Holistically now, you also want to look at what you're eating, what is going on in your body internally, because if your whole chemistry is thrown off inside your body, it's going to affect you, and your body's going to give you these warning signs in different forms. They might be extreme tiredness, clouded mind, fog mind, vision that's changing. These are all your body's warning signs to let you know, like, hey, I need you to stop what you're doing because I can't cope. So take a look at your diet. A lot of the foods that we are eating is full of chemicals, processed items, additives, all of these things that, sure, in the corporate world, they do good for food, but for our bodies, it's actually destroying us. So maybe you want to think about doing a cleanse, doing a detox, cleansing your system. And I used to work a few years ago, well, not a few years, but a while back, I used to work for a medically supervised weight loss clinic, and they got a lot of flack for what they were doing, because uh, it was basically a, what can I say, kind of like a vegan vegetarian diet. Like, you limited the amount of animal products and processed foods you were eating, but I saw miraculous changes with people. I mean, with the improvement of diabetes, with the improvement of blood pressure, like, people were coming off of their medications. And sometimes we've been so brainwashed to think that once you have been given a diagnosis, that's your sentence, that's your label for the rest of your life. If you have high blood pressure, you have to go on this blood pressure medication, and that's it for the rest of your life. There are other ways to go around it. And I mean, we're working with the pharmaceutical companies. So what better profit would it be to have people on all of this medication that they can't get off of, but not teach them that they need to change their dietary habits, they need to change their stress environment, all of these holistic values. There's no profit in teaching people to change that. So the profit is in the medication, and I'm finding a lot of people that are waking up about this more now, and I'm really happy about that. So you want to look internally, see what's happening as well, because there are some issues that could be there that are causing you to feel a certain way that might even be misdiagnosed as depression, but is really exhaustion of your body to the point where it's having a breakdown. You also want to, when we're looking at a holistic point, I'll get to the magic point after, but right now, holistically, what are some things that can help improve your brain function and improve your overall feelings? Exercise is one. That's one of the fastest ways to feel improvement and to release some good hormones into your brain and into your body that will start changing your outlook right away. And it doesn't have to be exercise, like, the dreaded, I don't know, cardio machine or whatever. Find something that you enjoy doing. Everything in life should be what you enjoy doing. Some people were taught that life isn't fun and games and all of these things, but it should be. I mean, when as you grow, you learn responsibility. But if you're working somewhere that you hate, you shouldn't have to work there. You should enjoy doing what you um, are making an income from. If you're exercising, you shouldn't have to hate what your exercise is. You should enjoy it. So if you enjoy taking hikes and that's your exercise, that is what you should be doing daily. Go take a 20-minute hike, and eventually it's going to become a main staple in your life. But in that 20 minutes as you do it, you're making a drastic change to your outlook, to your mental status, to your body chemistry. So find something that you like doing that's physically active and do it. I mean, I have yet to see somebody say that they don't like any physical activity. Like, even people who I've worked with who are 600 pounds and over, there's something physical that they like to do, whether it's walking, whether it's cycling. Um, there's something. So whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you might not have to love it, but something that's you're not going to dread doing every day, then do that and start slowly. And get out in the sunshine. The sun works wonders in the chemicals it releases in your brain, in the mood changes that it creates. It works wonders. So every day, if you can, go outside and bask in the sunlight a bit. That will also help improve your mood. And those are just external factors that you can work with to help improve your quality of life, to help combat this change that's going on in your body, causing you to be depressed, and to have this shadow over you all day long, every day. Now, in terms of what spells or other factors might be affecting people. Now, if you are a person who generally, like, this might be totally out of character for you to be feeling like you have a black cloud over your head or whatnot, you might want to do some meditation and just some internal checking. And then I would suggest doing an uncrossing and a banishing, because when people are putting negative energy on you, it's also going to come in the form of feeling like a darkness is attached to you, a heaviness is over you, like a cloud is over your head. It's also going to come in the form of that. So I would suggest doing uncrossing, a banishing, and cleansing your house after. Because whatever you cut off of you, you don't want it circulating through your house. Me personally, when I'm doing these things, I do them at a time when there's no little children in the house. Nobody that's easily influenced is in the house, because you also don't want those entities attaching to the person who's easily influenced. So you would do that, cleanse your whole house, cleanse the perimeter of your yard, and set up your protection around the perimeter of your yard, and then reset your own physical protection, your own spiritual protection around yourself. Because usually if somebody was able to put that on you, that means that there is a doorway that was opened, that you opened a doorway unknowingly, and that somewhere your defenses were down. All right, your psychic defense was down somewhere. So that's what I would recommend for just basic, out of the blue, feeling like a cloud is over your head, whatever. For real depression, I would recommend that you have a counseling team first. I mean, when it comes to things like that, I don't take chances. I don't play around. Like, you need to seek your medical team and help first, and then those things can come after. Um, okay, so I think that's about it. I also just want to say, for those of you who are watching, who, if you have family members who, sometimes they'll make jokes about thinking that depression is fake or somebody's faking something or whatnot. Um, we can just give them a little tidbit of information just to say, no, it's not fake. People are going through these things and it's a big struggle. And if you are someone who does struggle with it, there are people out there who empathize, who sympathize, and who are able to just offer some supportive advice as well. Just to search out the right people, and we're here for you. I mean, I deal with this on a regular basis, and part of what I do is counseling. So we are here for you, and there are people that care about you, and there are people who want to support you. So, one of the biggest factors that people feel is alone. And we're actually never really alone because we're in a world of 7 billion people. We're able to connect with more and more people through technology than ever before. And so many people are going through these same things. So we might not physically have somebody close to us to speak to, but there are ways to reach out to people. There are people out there. So we're not really alone in anything. In the good times and the bad times, we're not alone in it. It's just to be able to reach out and connect with those who are going to support and uplift us. We don't want to connect with those who want to pull us down, until they're ready to bring themselves up. We got to connect with those who are on the, who are reaching their heights. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well, and if this is reaching anybody, let me, well, not let me know. I mean, sure, if you would like some advice or some support, my email's in the description box below, mysticwarrior7@gmail.com. Leave a comment below, and maybe you might find a lot of other people who are going through the same thing. And yeah, so we're all here. We're all in this world together. We're connected, whether we like it or not, because we all share the same cosmic energy. We're made of the same cosmic dust. So keep strong, and we will all join together in bringing this world to a better level. All right. Thanks so much for staying with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if there's anything else you'd like me to touch base on or to touch on a topic, let me know down below. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.